Well, hello, I'm Bob Dendry, this is Boring Guy Plays, and welcome back to a very Transport Fever 2 Christmas. So, last episode, we put a lot of effort into starting this suburban line in the, Bradninch, Ossett, what's this town called? Corbridge area, and I think we made a nice start to it. But we have to remember, if we want to get profit in and thus be able to expand quicker, maybe get in those HSTs we were looking at, we need to do more around freight. And if I look at these three towns, they all, in fact, even Brentwood as well, they all require fuel. And I think they're close enough together that we could probably have just one sort of freight station and have truck services from that one station to all of these towns. And we do have the possibility of getting a nice, quick and easy fuel chain in over here. We've got the oil well over here at Epsom, we've got an oil refinery, and we've also got the fuel refinery as well. So I think we would do really well to set this up as a nice, quick and easy little connection that we can make. So that's what we're going to start off doing. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the series so far. I've been enjoying making it. It's been, I guess, a little bit different in terms of the design of how it works, and obviously these are a lot shorter episodes, things like that, but yeah, I'm definitely having a lot of fun making it, and I think we're definitely on track to have the 6 episodes that I was targeting having, so fingers crossed. We obviously will need a link to our main line to get our train from our depot over here. And other than that, I think these are going to be nice, fairly simple, fairly flat connections, to be honest. So we might just set everything up now. We might even be able to make just like a completely direct connection here. No, I thought we might, but obviously not quite. Should be able to connect directly up here though, right? Also don't want catenaries either, so I'm going to go back and remove those. Don't know if we'll need double track here. I think we're probably going to be fine with one train running, so we're probably okay. And probably this one as well will probably be okay as a single track line. We could, of course, get in a passing loop should we need, I guess, a little bit of extra capacity, but I think these are going to be fine as like single lines at the moment. Now, we are going to actually have to sort of go around and sort of create 2 level crossings here, which is a bit weird. And definitely we'll probably want to do something else with that before too long. But yeah, other than that, I think we're pretty good. Put a connection in there, and then we will also have another connection here. If we can get up anyway. Might be a challenge. Apparently we've got too much slope. I'm going to be naughty and build anyway. And then we'll be fine and we can get connected. Alrighty, so let's start getting trains produced here. So we need 2 crude oil and then a single refined oil. So that means we'll want to have sort of twice the capacity taking crude oil, I would think. We're also going to need another road at our depot to allow trains to turn around. Obviously, this train will be, or these trains will actually need to come out and reverse. All right, that should be good. How long is that? 240 meters. We might need to make it a little bit longer, so we can accommodate 320 meter long trains should we have any. There we go. That should be okay. To place a waypoint here. I think that should be fine if we place a waypoint there. And that will allow our trains to turn around. Alrighty, so let's get our first line set up then, which will be our crude oil. So continuing to go with class 47s, apparently I thought we would have... You know, we were using class 37s before, weren't we? I don't know. Alright, so we'll get a class 47 running here, and we will need some tank cars. I think we've got some British tank cars. I think these are British. And we'll just go with some unbranded cars, I think. Oh, look at that. Wow. We are running into money problems already. So we'll go with that one then. That is pretty much as long as we can go without running out of money. And I want to see if we can get this waypoint to work. It needs at least one stop, so we might not be able to use a waypoint. Instead, let's get an actual platform in. I think we can do that to serve it as a turnaround. Could not connect all stations. And that is, of course, because we need to get back to this. No, actually. It's not because of that. That's interesting. Because it wants to use this platform, in fact, which is fine. We can switch that over to platform 2. And then once it's completed the turnaround movement, we just remove Ottery St Mary East. Alrighty, and it has just completed that little turnaround movement, so we're now able to remove that little switching station. Now, hopefully we're going to get some crude oil moving on that line before too long, but I do want to pop back... But I do want to pop back over here to Epsom, because we did say that we needed a internal suburban sort of passenger solution here, and we don't have one yet. And it might be contributing to the quite large amounts of cars that are wanting to come over here, because if we look at over here at like Ottery St Mary, Chipping Norton, and also Malvern, we're looking pretty decent. There's a little bit of congestion on this one road, but other than that, it seems that people are reasonably happy with the service we've already got for them. So obviously, getting a nice suburban service in is pretty important. So we'll get a bus depot over here, which is currently the periphery of the network. Obviously, probably won't be before too long. And yeah, we'll get some service set up. Might do this as a bit of a loop service. That should cover pretty much everyone. I'm liking the double deckers. So we're going to continue to use those. I think 2 is probably going to be fine for the moment. Alrighty, though the profit isn't showing it yet, our train, I think, went quite well on its first little trip. We might modify it up to, or at least up towards 320, I think. If we can get up there, I think we should be able to. Oh, beautiful. 320 on the dot. And I think we also need to switch it over to full load, of course. I think we'll be pretty good getting this out, especially once we start shipping. Obviously, it will boost production of the oil wells as well. So I think we're looking pretty good. Now, for the train taking our refined oil to the fuel refinery, I think we can probably get away with getting an older, cheaper diesel, I think. Let's have a look. So obviously we ran with the class 47s. I think we can maybe go with 37s. These are more, I guess, branch line type trains, or smaller at least anyway. And what's the price difference here? These are 5 mil. No, well, they're 10 mil. So yeah, fair enough. I think that is very much a good idea for us to do that. And let's have a look and see what we can do. Of course, we're already using all of our money just buying the locomotive at this point, but let's see what'll happen. And I think going up to 160, we'll say 170 is really all we need. So we're not that far away from being able to get this full train purchased and running. We just need a few more, I think, loads to come in and we should be good to go. And there we go. So we'll get that purchased. We'll get a new line created. We'll do the same thing as we did, getting a bit of a turnaround happening. And we should be good to go. Now it's time to organize the last leg of this fuel operation. So we don't have quite enough money yet, but we should be fairly close to having it. And I was having a little bit of a look through the sort of city here, trying to look for a good location. And I thought maybe trying to get one just over the other side of the bridge, but I don't think it's going to quite work. So we might need to run this freight train through our suburbs a little bit. And I think over here might actually be a nice place to connect up and run our freight trucks from. It's reasonably close to our suburban line, and it's a similar height. Obviously they will need to go up a little bit, but I think it will be okay, and they should be able to run sort of parallel to the station, or run sort of around the station and then link up there. Question is, will the station actually fit? Because obviously it's quite large, isn't it? Especially a 320 meter long one. It might be okay, actually. If we just push it back a little bit, I think we'll be workable there. So if we have our tracks break off, it's around about here or so. What are they hitting? Potentially they're just a little bit too close. Let's try now. I think that works. Just question is, will it go up? Yes, it will. And in fact, we don't even need to remove any houses. So I would say that's actually a really good effort. I think we've done well there. Alrighty. I mean, you're quite possibly going through the floor of the station if you go through this tunnel, but it is what it is, right? There's not much you can do about that. And then what we'll do, we'll link up our road if we can. Link up down there. Do you connect? I don't think you actually connect. We might need to go around the actual side. Yeah, okay. So that connects if we do that. Okay, like so. And then we just need to get our truck station in. I think we'll get actually quite a large one in, because this is going to be like a major distribution center for this, you know, suburban area. So that should be good. And then, yeah, let's place down our truck stops where we think it will be effective, specifically for fuel at the moment. So if we get one in about here, does that cover all of our fuel? Pretty much. There's a little bit missed, but for our purposes, it's okay for right now. Radnich is easy because it's only just recently started asking for fuel. And Corbridge will need 2, unfortunately. But I think that looks pretty good. Brentwood, we can do with probably 1 at the moment. Lovely. And it looks like our fuel refinery is very slowly starting to produce some fuel, which is good to see. And we're pretty much in a position where we can get a train running. We probably need a little bit more cash, but I think we'll be okay to run. Once again, a 37, I think will be good here. And we'll be going with a 160 meter long train here once again. 170 apparently. Wait, hang on, what are we using? Okay, 170 is fine, I guess. Cool. I think 160 capacity actually is what I was thinking of, so that's good. And we'll get a new line established. And dropping off at Ossett South. And of course, we'll need to get a few trucks purchased to run these last mile services. Should be okay. We'll get a few purchased, I think. Oh, 8 for the moment. I'm definitely thinking already that 8 is probably not enough. But hopefully having these lines established will encourage our fuel refinery to actually send fuel on this line. And yes, we can see we've already got just a tiny bit of fuel, not too much, but there is some fuel that wants to go on the line. Alrighty, our Epsom fuel refinery has just, as we speak, upgraded to a level 2. And hopefully what that should also bring is a bit of a cascade effect for Epsom oil refinery, which we can see has already kicked over. And then once that completes, we should see Epsom oil well want to upgrade as well. So this will boost production and will allow us to, take fuel really more places. So we've got Epsom obviously right nearby to the fuel refinery that we're not shipping fuel to right now because we prioritized fuel in this area here. So once we have sort of got the full chain feeding into the fuel refinery, then we'll start to run a truck service to deliver fuel to Epsom as well, which will hopefully help that town grow. Now, I'm also looking at my account balance at the moment, which is sitting at $56 million. I've been sitting here not doing too much. Just sort of tweaking trains and stuff, nothing really worth showing, because I really want to get to the $75 million so we can get an HST running, which I think is really, really important to our Malvern line, because we are, if we look at our stations, I mean, that one's not looking too bad. I think Ottery St. Mary is, 662, I believe. Epsom as well, very busy. Ossett, very busy, and of course, Corbridge as well. So once we've got that $75 million in the bank, that should hopefully allow us to get that HST purchase. We can get it running on that line, and then we can shift across one of our old DMUs to actually run the suburban line again, which obviously does need some added capacity as well. All right, and I'm sitting here holding my breath with the HST in my basket ready to purchase. I was only 5 mil away, and then my balance went down to 66 mils, so maybe I'll be waiting a little bit longer. I was just briefly above 75 for like a second, and then it dropped back down to 73. Yes! Purchased! We've got the HST. Let's get it on the Malvern line. And hopefully we should start to see some lovely, lovely express passengers paying us lots and lots of money. And for the maiden journey of our HST, we are of course chockers. If we look at Malvern Station, we could pretty much over half fill a second one. But yeah, it's good to see. This should have a significant impact on the amount of people that are having to wait, multiple journeys, probably years, years in game time to actually get a train to where they want to go. And this 471 capacity here, yeah, that pretty much handles. If we get 2 of these running, which I'm really thinking ahead of myself here, obviously, since we waited literally a decade to get 1. But if we get 2 in, I think we'll be in a good position. As I mentioned, though, this allows us to shift one of our Class 110s off this line and move them across to the suburban line. So that's good as well. And as we finish crossing our single track bridge, that's going to be about all we have time for in this episode. So I think we did achieve quite a bit in this episode. Obviously, we have got the HST, which I've been talking about purchasing for what seems like a very, very long time. We also established a fuel chain, which is going to be really helpful in developing that central suburban area and getting those towns and suburbs a little bit bigger. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. Big shout out to my Founders Club patron, Caleb. Caleb, thanks so much for helping to make this content possible. If you're playing along at home and you want to help out the channel, you can also do so by popping over to patreon.com/BobDendry, joining the YouTube channel with a premium membership, or also leaving a one-off super thanks on this video. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is a very Transport Fever 2 Christmas. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.